Check 212. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back here to another live stream today. It is the 22nd already of January 2026. We all waited for 2025, but I think 2026 will be even bigger for crypto. And as I told you on the Sunday live stream, ladies and gentlemen, we have had all these panics really from the Trump tariffs against the EU. But what did I tell you? Of course, it's all about making a deal. So the whole tariff thing, it completely blew up on Monday. It blew up on Tuesday. But today it's Thursday. It's all calming down again. Dutch stock market. Let me bring it up quickly. Why not? Welcome, guys. Strap in. Got a question here by Terry. Dear Coin Baron, ask the 8-ball here if January will end green. Mr. 8-ball, will January end green? It's hard to see. Consult me later. Consult me later. I don't know if you can read it, Terry, but consult me later. So ask again. Let's ask it again on Sunday. Today it's not the best day. Welcome, guys. Planet Good, welcome. Also, a big shout out, guys, to Norman. He made a big donation. He basically funded all the cost for January, and I'm super thankful for that. And also to all the crazy members. I see Terry, I see Björn, I see a lot of beautiful people in the chat today. So welcome again. It's good to have you today, guys. It's good to have you. So I was talking about the stock market. It's all normalizing again. It's not all normalizing because today, I don't know if you've seen this, but silver's getting dangerously close to $100 per ounce. Crazy. But as I mentioned, Dutch stock market very close to an all-time high again. SPX, it did crash, but yesterday, great recovery, very close to an all-time high still. So overall, guys, it is all stabilizing again. How about Bitcoin? How is Bitcoin doing? Bitcoin is still lower than before. But one thing I find is really, really interesting. We've been talking about this ascending triangle setup. And do you see where we closed the day? Right here on the lower trend line. So the triangle is again in play. How is CRO doing? CRO basically did the same thing. We talked about this trend line here. Maybe I have to bring it up a little bit. Let me see. And here it touches it again perfectly. Touch again. It is holding. 9.1. Is it a good time? No, of course, I would prefer it to be at about 10 here again. But hey, it's definitely showing that we don't want to go below 9 cents. Bitcoin dominance. Bitcoin dominance is going up again a bit. Been a rough week for altcoins. But also there you see it is not really wanting to go back above about 60%. 60% is a clear maximum for Bitcoin dominance. Therefore, I still believe there can be a massive run for altcoins. Welcome, guys. Smash the button, the like button. Strap in, guys. Good to see you. CRO Bitcoin looking pretty solid. I agree there, Nibby. I definitely agree there. I was afraid, like you can see here, Bitcoin dominance, right? Typically when Bitcoin dominance goes up, CRO Bitcoin goes down. But CRO Bitcoin is now basically stable. Pretty stable. This is the weekly. I expected it to go down a lot, but basically it held. And I like that. It didn't really go much lower than where we were here on the 2nd of January. So this is really good overall. Is it bottoming out? I don't know for sure. But it is looking quite strong, I would say, overall for CRO Bitcoin. But yeah, it's going to be interesting. Of course, I'm waiting for something like this here. But where we are now, as you can see, it is an interesting support line. Here, we got support or resistance. And here, the last time we tested it, it was actually all support to bring us all the way to 0.33. And I think that line is really interesting, guys, because it brings me also very close, or not very close. It brought me halfway to my target for CRO Bitcoin. Halfway. But we can go a lot higher if you ask me. CRO Bitcoin is something to watch, guys. As Bitcoin, I believe Bitcoin goes higher. I certainly believe Bitcoin has a future. At one point, Bitcoin will reach $1 million per Bitcoin. But yeah, for now it's gold. Gold, by the way, what a run. What a run, ladies and gentlemen. Almost 2% up today. Getting very close to $5,000 per ounce. It is the precious metal bull market now. V8 Freak, I still have to go to work tomorrow. I still have to look for work. I'm still looking for work, V8 Freak, so I'm happy you have a job. If you look at BNB, the bull run is... What's BNB doing? Good question. I don't know. I would say it's a precious metal bull market, but what is BNB doing? BNB is okay. It's holding on. Like it didn't go below this line here. So we created an all-time high after crazy run up. So it couldn't really create a new all-time high here, but here we did it, and now that's actually all support line since November. So BNB is holding. BNB is continuing, if you ask me. We're still in an overall uptrend. Nicholas, welcome. Guys, big congratulations to people like Nicholas. He became a Cronos ambassador. And I also had quite a good week, because I don't know if you've seen me on X. I got the People's Choice Award. I was really surprised. You can see here. Season 1 Ambassador Choice Coinbearer. And I was surprised. I'm really thankful. So thank you for all the people that did vote on me strapping in for the Cronos chain. Talking about good news, this was, by the way, the Trump deal. This was so predictable. So let me quickly give you a bit of a recap. So Trump wanted Greenland. Greenland is part of Denmark. Denmark is part of the NATO. So is the US. So you can't have a military attack on both continents. Big scare for the market. Monday, European markets went down. Japanese market, worldwide, globally markets went down. Then though, Tuesday, same thing also happened in the US. So the fear was still on. But then we got this announcement again. Like, hey, we're going to make a deal. We're going to make a deal. This is all he does, making deals. The only thing that did happen due to this is that they cancelled the EU-American trade deal. So curious what will happen on that front. Overall, though, it is, as I mentioned here, bullish. Mitchell, I hope this Greenland stuff ends soon, because if the European Union starts to sell us treasury bonds, then it's when the EU starts to sell US, so American treasury bonds, that's basically the end of the crypto bull run, at least for this year. I think if that's the case, if they start selling American treasuries, I think it will be a bigger problem than just crypto. Also, the Clarity Act got delayed. I think Cookie, I don't know if you're watching right now, Cookie Barry, whatever. He talked about some great arguments why this delay wasn't really necessarily bad. So I think I might want to look for Brian Armstrong. He is talking with other factions, so banks. I would say mainly banks right now. They're talking about how they can actually improve the Clarity Act. For example, here, Coinbase CEO on stablecoin yield. I think Americans should be able to earn more money on their money. And that's what they wanted to achieve also with the Clarity Act. And that's what the banks blocked. That's also, by the way, how it works in the EU. And that was the compromise. So I'm curious what they will do. I don't mind for now. Let's see. I want to see it pass. I want to see the Clarity Act get passed, hopefully in the best conditions possible. But I want clarity now for the crypto market. Eric Trump says that banks are doing everything they can to block crypto legislation. So the banks here are the evil entities trying to disrupt crypto. But banks, I got some news for you. You guys got disrupted already by crypto. You can do one thing now. You can adapt. You can involve crypto in your business, or you can lose. Choose your poison. Join the crypto movement. That's all you can do. Sanjay, welcome. Good to see you, sir. Aside from the normal market movements, think about the news in the next 6 to 8 weeks. I have to talk to you guys. Do you guys remember we got a new CEO? We got a new CEO as we talked in some videos. And I've been chatting with Ryan quite a bit. This is the new CEO. Very bullish guy overall. And good news, guys. We got an interview, we got a talk, we got a podcast. It is coming in February. February is in about 10 more days. I will announce the exact date when it comes closer, but we have now officially secured and locked in a date with an interview with the CEO, Ryan Wyatt. Hell of a guy. Opened up a Reddit thread actually to have a discussion. Very bullish if you ask me. Very bullish if you ask me. Also, you just got a notification on my watch. Bitcoin is approaching 90k. Not really. Yeah, it's getting close to 90k. So, I wanna say a few more things about the market quickly though. Before or after the roadmap, I don't know if they will share an actual roadmap. What I do know, Björn, is that they will share plans or ideas or concepts in February. And I do believe we will have an interview after the fact that we get information about what's going to change, what's happening. And for anyone wondering, it also involves 2 new other people. So here we got some news. Made a video about this yesterday, I believe. Check it out, it's still on the channel. We got Zane Backus here, CPO, and also Smit Vachani, SVP of Growth. Both came from Optimism, when Optimism was still a very niche product. I don't know, of course, what their impact was on Optimism. I don't know. I honestly don't know. But I can share with you what they did. Chain-wise. OP mainnet here. Do you see the growth here? Of course, it was together with a bull market, but from July, it has seen massive growth regarding TVL. But I also have to add some other metrics, for example, chain revenue. That one isn't actually too good. Let's talk about DEX volume. Quite good now. Let me actually check. So I've got here an article. When did they join? So Zane. He has his own LinkedIn profile. Let me check. He is the CPO, Chief Product, but he joined OP in 2022. So let me check. In 2022, it's hard to see here. Let me remove this quickly. It depends on when he joined. So it started moving here really quickly, all the way from about 300 million all the way up to, at the peak, 1 billion. That's $1 trillion? No, $1 billion. That's pretty cool. So they have so much shown. They have been very, very positive for growth. That's also what one of the rules will be. So Smith will be the SVP, Senior Vice President of Growth. So I really hope, guys, that we will grow, because if you start comparing Cronos to Optimism, we have some work to do. And we can do it. We truly can do it. Cronos is the perfect setup. And let me tell you why. We got, number one, we got the tech. The tech is actually really good. ZK, the ZK tech we did is cutting edge. But also on the Cronos mainnet, cutting edge. 60,000 transactions per second. Super quick block times. It's good. It's really good. Fees, very competitive nowadays. So you got all those things. The chain itself is good. Good chain. Tech is good. Community. I would say, and I'm looking to you guys over here. I'm looking to all of you. And I'm looking to the people on Twitter. I'm taking a look at the people on Discord. I would say this community is the strongest I've ever seen. Of course, thanks to partially the Crypto.com Visa cards and part to the Crypto.com team in general, right? But it's a strong community. The core is very strong. And yes, there will always be bears. Yes, there will be negative Nancy's. But overall, you guys absolutely rock. And I would say you guys have proven yourself year after year after year. Whereas if you take, let me bring up a different protocol quickly. Let me bring up a different protocol. So we got some meme coins here, right? The Lion token. They are strong, but not as strong as Cronos. Crow with knife. I have seen so many people spam Crow with knife here, Crow with knife that. Of course, a great community, but they have become very silent. Same also with Mary. This, by the way, was also very exciting. We got the launch of the pack coin, the wolf pack coin. But if you take a broader look really at what happened recently, what's the top token really on Solana now? Solana is just it's a shit only shit coins here really. What's the highest volume achieved? Disclaimer coin? Weird. Super weird. I don't know. Take a look at base quickly here. What's the most volume? Okay, most volume is currently Bitcoin. That makes sense. Anyways, if I take a look also at CoinMarketCap, guys, I would say the XRP army is really strong. XRP has a big community. Solana has a big community. Tron, I've heard they have quite a big Chinese community. Cardano, really strong community. But that's it. Maybe Zcash a bit. Do you guys know anyone that talks super often about Sui? Hyperliquid does have a following as well. Avalanche feels dead. Litecoin had a moment, but is also fading. HBAR, Ton, nobody's talking about Ton. Uniswap, great platform, but no community. Polkadot, no community. Guys, this is good at Cronos. Sanja likes Sui. I agree, Terry. Like, the quality of the Lion community is really good, but there is no noise. There is no noise in the timeline. Nobody cares. And that's the truth, I believe. We also got the RWA tokenization on Cronos blockchain. That's all very good, man. It's all crazy. And I also take a look here at the words of leadership. Hey, Striker. Late to the party. We just got started here. We got about 40 more minutes, guys. So make sure you're strapped in, hit the like button, because we are just getting started. We talked about a bit of the market. Market is stable. We'll talk a bit more about it, but yeah, stable market. It's going up again. Silver crazy run, gold crazy run. I think we will get $5,000 for gold before the end of the year. So it's still in a massive bull run, printing dollars every day. But I think at some point there will be a flip. People will sell their gold, and we got a lot of money that can be invested into more risky assets as well. Don't do the interview on the 12th. Let's see. I will announce it in time. Arrange for any day. I will take a look. And of course, guys, if you can't make it to the live, I don't think it will be a live interview, by the way. I don't think it will be a live interview. I want to do it more like podcast style, because let's say it like this. I want to have a very chill talk with Ryan, and I want him to say everything. But if he's like afterwards saying like, yeah, I can't say this yet, like legally I will get in trouble with Crypto.com or with any party. You have to cut this out. I'm like, yeah, okay, sure. I think we don't have to do that though, because I think Ryan is really straightforward. But I want to have a talk, not necessarily not live. Also for me, live can be, like live interviews can be quite stressful. Anyways. I agree with Armstrong. Why should it be only banks get interest on their dollars? Well, in this case also, right, the companies can get some money. Also, if I take a look at what I get paid on my bank, it's zero interest on my payment accounts. So banks are banking really with the interest there. It would be better for banks if they work with crypto. True, definitely. I wish there was more Mois as well back. I wish, because it was fun, it was exciting, it was cool, it was all very bullish for the Cronos chain. But when the noise dies, the price also dies. That's the unfortunate truth. What's your perma stack on Cronos? Too much. Raw Paul is talking loads about Sui. Haven't seen many more with this audience talking about the project. True. I've seen him talk about it as well. Yeah, we were talking about this here. So the new leadership is going to create product. So there's a very big product focus. It's product first. That's going to be the strategy. And what they say here is also they want to make a trading first product strategy. So it has to do with trading. What they will do, I don't know. Bit of a surprise even for me, guys. I have zero additional knowledge at this moment. And if I get additional knowledge, I will share it with you as quickly as I can. If I'm legally allowed to, at least. Yeah, it's going to be trading. And while we're on the subject of trading, I want to talk a bit more about this as well. It's also the title. I believe, guys, we're heading into more bullish environment quite soon. I think we will again go up. I don't know if we will make it all the way back here again directly. It might be more like this. It might be that we head down again. I think overall, though, we are currently at a bit of a bottom for Bitcoin. I think Bitcoin soon will go back up, at least in the direction of 95k. So what I did, I opened a long. And I didn't just do that because it's cool, it's making money, but it's also currently, there is a competition going on Moonlander. And also we do have a team running there. So basically what happens, so here we got the platform. You can go long or short. And this is, by the way, not sponsored, just, you know, me having some fun here. But we have this platform where you can trade. So I open up a long at about 9 cents. And I believe it will go at least to back close to 10 cents in a relative short term. I open up a long with also take profit and a stop loss. A stop loss at about 8.5 cents. And you can see that we also have here a leaderboard for season 2. And let me bring up the teams here. You can see we got a few teams. We got Coin Baron. The Coin Baron team is trading. We have the Wolfpack. We got Pampalabampa. We got Onchain Wallet. And yeah, the idea is that these teams will try to compete with each other for trading volume. The Wolfpack already has about $2 million of trading volume. Crazy. But yeah, feel free to join my team. I do have a link probably below, or you can use Coin Baron as the code, so you can actually get also some points, because it's to get $100,000. And I'm trying to get also a big part of that $100,000 of the prize pool. So quite exciting. Just a bit of fun. I might be trying to show you some more live trading. So for example, why I am going long at about 9 cents. It's quite clear actually, because in the short term you can see at about this price here in a lot of support. So I think it was a no-brainer at this point to buy in as well. So I'm looking forward. I will share my wins. I will share my losses. I think it can be exciting. It's also a bit of an experiment, guys. So let me know what you think about it. I think it's cool to see some live trading on the channel, even though, of course, you don't have to. So here it mentions 30x leverage. That's dangerous, of course. And this, in general, Leverage, guys, it's basically lending money. It's playing with somebody else's money. You can lose everything. So it's extremely risky, I would say, especially in the crypto landscape, especially with altcoins. But yeah, it's exciting. It's definitely very exciting. Crew Bitcoin looking good. Bitcoin looking good. What about this here? So we're also still waiting on the... hey, what happened here? I'm missing my rainbow chart. Where's my rainbow chart at? Where's my rainbow chart at? It should be the rainbow chart somewhere. It's inverted. Oh, wait. Give me 1 sec, ladies and gentlemen. The rainbow chart. There we go. There we go. I still believe we can pretty much follow this pattern here. Even though it doesn't look like we're following it, I think we kind of are following this pattern here where we set a low. And here, yeah, we did kind of double test it, but it's a higher low like here. Even though, of course, it doesn't look like it. It's a slightly higher low. Again, it doesn't follow the pattern. But let's see if we can actually follow this fractal here. Other than that, we do need to recapture the rainbow chart. And I think that's... it's an issue. I think we need to, in the end of the year, we need to redraw the rainbow chart again. I think it's important because also, as you guys might know in my video regarding where to take profit, my rainbow chart is an important indicator or signal indicator to where to take profit. And for anyone wondering, where do I take profit? Well, mainly, so my main target is over here. My main target is over here in the red band. I do believe in 2026 we will hit the right band again. And the good thing about this lengthening cycle so far is that because this is a monotonically increasing chart here, the red band is also constantly increasing. So let's say in March, we hit the red band. It's already at 130. If we hit it in October or November, it's already at about 165. So it's increasing quite quickly. The longer the year goes, guys, also the higher the potential is for the CRO token, but also I would say for Bitcoin. It's getting completely spring-loaded now. Same thing as what happened with gold. Gold has been stuck for a long time. Very long time. You can see months of downward pressure. Months, really. Years even of downward pressure. But we did it. We freaking did it with gold. Bit of a cup and handle pattern here as well. Just a little bit here. I'm excited, guys. Short term though, what can happen short term is that we might revisit first here the lows again. I think we're pretty good. I would say fundamentally things are looking to the upside again. My target is actually $3, Nicholas is saying. $3 does still fit in my rainbow chart. You can see $3 is about here-ish. So let's say we hit it in October. It's the middle line here. So I would also say this target here, it's a safe play. Here we're getting into the more risky pattern. This is the most risky target you can set, in my opinion. It's not impossible though. It's definitely not impossible. So for anyone wondering what's the highest target, it's about $5. $5 highest target, middle target 271. Maybe $3, and then we got about $1.30-ish, depending on when, of course. Let's all hope Nicholas is right. I hope so. I really hope so. Hi, Coin Baron. Hope all is well. I'm doing amazing. I actually ordered today my wedding cake. Yeah, my wedding cake. I'm feeling very romantic now. Feeling good. Thank you for asking. if we're heading down to 70k or below, when do you think the bottom will be before bouncing back up? Because like no one cares about crypto right now. Everybody's talking about gold, 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 silver. When? So let's assume the worst, right? I can't say it's not going to happen, right? Let's assume the worst. Typically, let's assume it is a bear market, more in the typical 4-year cycle theory. It is about a year after we reach the top. So you can see here, we hit a top November 2021. Well, it's the low November 2022. So if the same will play out again, October 2025, the top, the low, October 2026. Absolute science, absolute not. That's the worst case, right? Worst case, guys, we're like eight weeks till we get to a low, or 8 months before we get to a low. Not 8 months, 10 months. 10 months before we get to a low. That's the worst case scenario. In the other scenarios, we go up again. Time flies. Here, what happened? We had a top in December 2017. We had a low also in December 2017. So worst case, guys, it's over. It's all over in October. I want to change things from 212 to 313. I want to go back to 271 first. I think it's a nice middle ground. I think it's a nice middle ground. Yeah, but overall, guys, I'm not too bearish overall now. I think, as I talked about many times, my indicators haven't shown me any true top for Bitcoin so far. Like also, I remember this very vividly. This was last cycle. Everybody and the mother and the father and the grandma and their aunt were calling for a bear market here. So we went down and down and down. It didn't. It rebounded all the way up, and we had a peak a few months later. I don't think that a scenario like this will play out, but the more people that are screaming bear market to me, it's like, hey, but why is it a bear market? Why is a bear market necessarily coming? This was, by the way, way worse. This drop was way worse than what we have experienced so far. If you compare, this was from 64 to 28, 55%. For Bitcoin, right? Altcoins even worse. Cronos down 75%. Same as now. What happened here? From 125 down to 79, 35%. In 2021, it was down. It was down 55%. Could you imagine? Could you imagine, guys, that we go to 125, and then we go down all the way again to about 70, but not 70, 60. That was how it felt like, from 125 to 60, and then we still set a higher high. Marginally higher, but it was a higher high. Bitcoin will surge when we least expect it. True. And I think it's a good point, Jay Smith. So I still need to post my my social metrics again on YouTube. But I have this social risk indicator, and let me quickly show what I'm talking about. So social risk. Social risk. I think it didn't really change change much. Social risk. Why can't I find it? Ah, wait a minute, it's the Coin Baron. Oh. Yeah, here we go. So you guys might actually remind this from the time to buy videos. I might want to start making those again. It's It's time consuming though, so I want to make it, but it takes time. So the social risk metric, it tries to measure the amount of views on YouTube, amount of expos, tagging CRO, tagging Cronos, in general, what is talking mainly about crypto and CRO specifically. And it dropped over here back to the green levels. But it also did that in somewhere. I don't know where it is though. It dropped way lower, but that was exactly when we hit the rock bottom. When CRO went back here to, I believe it was 7 cents in September of 2024. Yeah, it was 7 cents. That was when the least amount of people talked about CRO. Well, you can see how quickly things can change. People can suddenly start talking again about CRO. People can suddenly start talking again about crypto. It's a bit of a chicken egg, of course. But at some point, I believe the price can go up again and people will talk about it. That's also how it's now going with crypto. So with gold, I mean, people see the gold price spiking up and more people start talking about it as well. It's honestly crazy to see though. It's like literally now at an all-time high. Can I go to... It's literally every hour pushing higher the gold price. Honestly mental if you ask me. Absolutely mental. I would trade up to 20x leverage maximal with about a -2% stop loss. But I don't like leverage though. I think that's good financial advice actually here. Leverage is a double-edged sword. It can make you a lot of money, but also it can lose you good amount of money. And I've seen so many bad stories, especially of course during the 10th of October. This was, I also lost a good trade here. This was, of course, nobody expected this. Pro was at about 20 cents and it dropped all the way to 6, 5. Depending on which exchange you're looking at, I think it dropped to like 6.1. And I think this showed to everyone out here how dangerous leverage is. Don't forget also that CRO Bitcoin is a nice descending channel, which potentially could be broken out of to the upside if there's enough good price action in the next few years. That's true. So if anyone wondering, this is the channel here. You can see it's heading downwards. And that's also why if there is enough pressure on the upside, at some point it will break. But it could take years, Pete. It could take literal years. I think personally, it most likely will take some years. So this line goes further down. And then it is easier to break. So in, I don't know even what year this is. I guess in 2030. In 2030, this line is basically as high as when CRO went to 40 cents. And then it's an easy break at some point. So it all depends, of course. It all depends. Hey, Oscar Ramos, good to see you, sir. My man. $1 CRO tomorrow. Maybe not tomorrow, but very, very soon. I hope you're doing fine, sir. Welcome. It's been an interesting few days with Trump, of course. I know you've been following it very closely. For anyone wondering if you want to check out like live streams with Trump and also see what's happening with crypto, check out guys Oscar Ramos because he's on it. He's basically checking all the speeches by Trump and it's crazy. It's good. Very good. I don't have the mental capacity sometimes. Like I was watching and I think he was talking about milk. I couldn't. I definitely couldn't. Gold, guys, it's breaking out still. It's crazy to see. How is silver doing? I think silver is doing something very similar. Let's chat if you want. Sure. Let me check. Let me check. 1 second. Where did you send the link to? Welcome, guys. If anyone currently checking here in with... You sent me a link where? On Twitter? No, that's a chat from Ryan. Guys, don't forget, we'll have an interview with Ryan in February, so strap in for that one as well. If you send me a link, I'd join you. Wait, I don't have a link like that, so... If you want, we can just pump and quickly get into the Discord if you want to. Let me do that. All that fancy for me. Invite to voice. Does it work? I'm so new to this. Let me check. Invite. What's up? Give me 1 second. Have to disable music here. What's up? What's up?
There you go.
There we go. How are you? First few weeks of the year.
Give me 1 second. So I'm gonna have to be. What's up, everybody? Good to see everyone here. Yeah, because I'm watching your stream. Okay, there you go. So let me, because I don't want the two audios to mix. So right now I'm muted. I muted you, so I don't want to hear me. But can you activate your audio on Discord so I can hear you?
Yeah, sure. Do you hear me? Hey, do you hear me?
Speak.
Check 2 1 2.
There you go. There you go. Okay, now I hear you on Discord. I'm gonna mute you two so it's not, overlapping. So what's up, buddy?
Yeah, good man. It's been amazing so far. New year. I'm getting married this year, so I'm very busy with arranging the marriage. So,
my goodness! Congrats, bro. Congrats.
Thanks,
You
man.
deserve
Thanks.
that, man. Kudos. What a better person, and I'm sure you're gonna have an amazing 2026. And congrats on the ambassadors awards. You very much deserve it, buddy.
Thanks. It's I like it. I got the People Choice Award. That means more to me than like the other stuff. So I was happy to hear that.
Yeah, man. Well done. I basically, I got a message. I got an email from her. I didn't know it was a her, but then I heard it speak, and I'm like, oh, it's a her. So I don't know. I mean, it's pretty cool, but because we got a lot of new organization now, and it's pretty nice to see more Cronos ambassadors coming up. I basically told him, I'm obviously busy building content, so if you can leave me as a rookie, that's perfect because I don't really gonna do much, but I'm always promoting everything crypto.com and Cronos.
Yeah, there's been quite a bit of drama also in the community about this whole thing because also 21, I think, right? He was a bit mad because he got demoted, but like, yeah, I understand that you don't want to do all this crazy Z-Lead tasks and, you just want to be part of the community and, and chill a bit as well. It's an unpaid position. If they start paying, it's different, of course, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really care about titles or labels. I just want really, it's just about Crow. I mean, when Crow CRO, and the reason why I kind of wanted to chat, one, because why not? And I always like to see the Crow fan, but two, because of, the latest updates with Trump, I can tell you the latest because I've been catching up to that. But to start with crypto.com and all of that, bro, I mean, I just don't know how to say it, but when the time is right, we are really gonna be financially free. Crypto.com is the shining star and in the world. I mean, obviously in the US, we have a lot of competition, and Coinbase doesn't want to really fall behind. But I think crypto.com is thinking, and their approach is at a level that it's hard to put into words for normal people, because they are like, oh yeah, it's the crypto.com arena company, but we're so much more than that. That's why personally, I don't really have any problem holding, and I've been holding Crow for 4 years. You've been holding Crow for more than 4 years. And we're still here. So it's just exciting. And I mean, Chris was in Davos. We just didn't see him, but he was in Davos too, and having conversations with so many people. And everybody hearing right now, guys, I mean, we are at a point where if you're not accumulating in times like this, when we have Clarity Act, when we have right now Genius, but Genius was passed last year. But Genius is not being fully adopted, like used. I mean, don't even think about it. Look, I mean, just look at the banking response with Brad Garlinghouse and Brian Armstrong, right? The banks are not really in for it yet. So bottom line, this is gonna be revolutionary, and better things ahead.
Talk about the Clarity Act. I don't know if you know more about this, because I just heard Trump wants to sign something for crypto quickly as well. I've heard that like Brian Armstrong was against the latest bill, but the Brad Garlinghouse was in favor of signing it. Do you know why he was actually in favor and Brian not?
Absolutely, that's exactly what I've been telling the community and the XRP fam. So last week we got the first. Last week we were supposed to have two markups, one for the Agriculture Committee and one for the Banking Committee. The Agriculture Committee got moved to delayed till the end of January, and the Banking Committee was supposed to happen on Thursday. The last hour, they got it delayed and moved because Brian Armstrong say that he wasn't going to support this because it was going to be a bad bill and he didn't want it. Where other different CEOs like Brad Garlinghouse with Ripple, he was like, it's clarity over chaos, and better a bad bill than no bill, to which he received a bunch of criticism. But I mean, whatever happened, just they canceled, and even the White House pulled off. The White House said, hey, we're not going to support this because basically Coinbase is saying no. So everybody wants a good clarity bill. Everybody obviously wants things to run effectively, because as it stands, like the way it was written, they were going to give all the power to the banks and all the, I will say that all the hard work that we've been putting in the last year to this, because the House passed it last year, so it's now up to the Senate. But all the lobbyists, like the banking lobbyists and the banking industry, they waited for the Senate to start adding their nastiness and the lobbyists, and that's what happened last week. So thanks to Brian Armstrong, it got delayed, and now the Banking Committee, we still won't have a date for the hearing, but it's coming, and I think whatever it is, it's gonna be much better than we had last week. So in all, Trump knows, and obviously he has people working for it, and I think we're gonna have a much better outcome, just because that we kind of like postpone things because they weren't really helping the crypto industry.
Okay, it makes total sense. Yeah, I've heard they made some last minute changes, and I get you don't want to rush a bill. But yeah, I do agree, I think, there with Brett Garlinghouse, because I think it's good that you have some clarity. And we have had numerous discussions here in Europe, and we have this MiCA bill. It's very similar to the Clarity Act. And over here, we don't have any interest on stable coins. That's what the banks wanted. That's also what they saw when he created the MiCA bill was all about Luna still. And also they promised back then about 14% interest. They're like, yeah, we don't want that in Europe. We don't want to get people in danger there. So they didn't get any interest on stable coins. And back then, I didn't hear any Brian Armstrong truly. We've got a camera now as well. Sexy. Can I do that as well? Let me check.
So, I mean, you're using it already for the program. I don't know if it's going to let you, but if it lets you, awesome. When I have OBS and something else, it doesn't let me, but it's okay. Oh, there you are. Okay, I take my words out. My man, a big shout out to your whole community. I really like. I mean, obviously, I'm gonna make crow videos eventually, but having you as the main crow channel, I'm like relief because you are perfect in in every sense of the way, and you provide such great quality. Honestly, bro. So I'm like, I'm gonna send them all to you, and whenever I see like the price ballooning, then I'm gonna probably go ahead and stick my head out there for a little bit.
Yes, please. I mean, the XRP army needs to be aware of what's happening here, then, because I think. What's the reaction from your audience when Crow went to like 40 cents? Did they notice or?
We went to 40 cents or so, 40 plus last year, and barely people noticed because at that point, other the army is just like a phenomenon. It's just a different type of people that are just solid XRP, and it takes a while for them to choose something else. Obviously, you know, when we were having those awesome pumps, I got my thoughts, my feet wet, you know, with curl a little bit and to get more awareness. But in reality, I mean, people took the opportunity to sell and cash in because you saw the price, which is okay. I mean, I took a look at my wallets and with Crow, and I'm like, finally, there's some dollar signs that I'm looking and I'm liking. But I think eventually, and I'm gonna ask you this, right? Because you obviously bring a different perspective, right? But what is 2026 for you? And now that you are super into Cronos and Crow and maybe someone else at crypto.com, like, what do you think for our community? What could we expect? And all of these new additions for Cronos, um, super bullish news. Like, what can you tell the Crow family in your own opinion after all the work that you put in the last couple of years?
So, no disrespect to Ken and no disrespect to Merck and all the other people that, you know, led the whole Kronos journey, but crypto.com, and they are investing now. I know that hiring talent like Ryan, it's not cheap. It's not cheap, and also they had two recent hires as well. They know they have a lot of potential with Kronos. They know the community is strong. They know the tech is strong. All they need is something, momentum or a bit of vibe. And I think Ryan, he knows what he's cooking. And I think his example with Hyperliquid, that they want to kind of follow this Hyperliquid strategy when they are making the apps. And if they are making the apps, so like the super brand store, and people want to like if you go to a city, you want to be close to the big stores because that brings audience. And I think that also is a great direction for the Kronos chain. And if those applications also make a lot of revenue, like Hyperliquid, they made, I think, like a few $1 billion last year. If they can make revenue, they're gonna burn a crazy amount and simply will get more price appreciation, and therefore I think the overall community will be more happy. Because if you take a look now at X or Reddit or YouTube comments, it's like, oh, we're back down to 9 cents and we didn't go to an all-time high. Of course, it hasn't been the best year. I think 2026 is fundamentally better, and also technically it has a great setup. I don't know. Do you believe in the 4-year cycle or not really?
I think I'm gonna mimic. Thank you for that. I appreciate that a lot. Definitely. I mean, and actually, I even didn't even consider the fact that they are spending a lot of money in hiring great people, right? I mean, uh, at that top level for Kronos, right? With Ken, obviously, we had a period of time where everything seemed fine, and I had plenty of times of communication with him, where he came to the channel, and I just was trying to get the word out there because nobody really cared about Kronos chain. And I will remember looking at DeFi Llama, and our TVL would just come down, and I'm like, kidding me, man? It's like, I'm using Ryoshi with knives. I'm using push. I'm using all of this, and nobody really likes to come. And it shows how depth to the core and the bone the Binance people are, and Solana people, and Ethereum people. Like, they don't just give a chance to anybody, and kind of makes sense. But going back to what you were saying, for sure, I'm all eyes to this new leadership, and definitely, the community is always going to say, hey, the price, the price. With the new supply that we got, of course, it was last year, right? It's so much it's going
That
on, but I
still
think it
hurts.
was
That still hurts. The 70
that still
billion.
hurts.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, of course, it's just a lot. I mean, it's incredible the amount of CRO that we now have, and there's obviously different points of view to that. Now we know that Trump company or part of the Trump company, Trump Media, they own some, right, in a vast amount. So, um, you asked me about the 4-year cycle. Well, Chris Marcella, Crypto.com CEO, said it's gone, it's cooked, goodbye. Charles Hoskins on the same thing, and other big leaders. Um, I obviously don't want to believe that we're in a bear market because, come on, are you kidding me? But it does make it kind of makes sense going from 15,000 to 126,000 last year. Now, I mean, kind of like everybody expected way more than 126,000, but altcoins are not for the weak right now. I just obviously just kind of was messing around saying $1 CRO tomorrow, but altcoins right now, you're basically buying everything in hell and deep waters. You're buying when everybody is just done with them. What's going to end up happening 6 months, 12 months, 18 months from now is that we're going to have clarity and we're going to have billions and billions of dollars coming in more ETPs and liquidity and all everything as far as adoption. And that's when altcoins, it could be much earlier, right? But that's when altcoins are going to finally wake up. And the beautiful thing about waking up is all at once. We don't really need a month. No. We need like 2-3 days. I mean, just give us 5% and whole crypto Twitter gets crazy and CT just explodes. Just give us a few days. So in a few more weeks, like in like 3-4 weeks of some goodness, pumps and everything like that, that's really what about a year or so of just hurting. I think that's what we're going to eventually claim, chant, we made it. But we still need pieces of legislation. In a way, in the past, we didn't have the government so involved, and it was just kind of like the super mega wild west. Scamming was easier, lying was easier, stealing was easier. Just all that you can think of as far as fraud was easier in crypto. Not paying your taxes was easier. Like about 6 years ago, people weren't paying their taxes and they made millions of dollars. Obviously, the government here in the US, they noticed and they're like, hey, we need money. So it takes a while, but it kind of makes sense. And this is something that we went through. Like we had to pay our dues because of FTX, because of Luna, because of OM, because of all the bad actors. And when you put that into the equation, that added a few more years, but I think it's still going to be so worth it, regardless of the 4-year cycle.
Yeah, true. And I think we're still also suffering a bit from what happened on the 10th of October because the leverage that just went crazy on that day. I think that still scared a lot of people. But I think, as you mentioned, people are scared right now. But the longer that it takes that we don't create a lower low for Bitcoin, it creates confidence. It creates a bottom. And as you mentioned, the crypto community, the one day they're happy, the second day they're sad. And I think it can go really quickly. But the longer that we don't create a lower low, it's good. And I think it's already taken quite some time. We have had, of course, the whole Greenland stuff happening. No lower low, more tariffs, no lower low, war crimes, Ukraine, whatever. It's holding on, and I think it's a great sign so far.
Yeah, and my community and crypto is ready for the volatility right now for what's coming. Remember that we have a possible shutdown in the US. I'm not sure if you're aware of that, but at the end of the month, they need to pass a budget bill. If they don't pass it, we're going to have another shutdown. And right now, yeah, seems like you didn't know. So
No.
Here in the US, there's so much going on, and right now they're talking about more Trump stuff about 2022. So distraction after distraction after distraction, but it just took less than a day for Trump to get a deal on Greenland, and now he's coming back. So welcome to 2025, 2026 cycle, and yeah, of course. I mean, you guys in the UK, I'm sure that things were in the the best, as far as Trump and the aggressiveness sometimes that he shows to the world in his decisions. But yeah, it's the markets react to that. Like, he was like, we're gonna impose 10% tariffs down. We're not gonna impose 10% tariffs up. I'm like, okay. And then gold just goes down, down, up, 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 up. I'm like, okay, they're now breaking new highs. So 2026, right now, we have the shutdown stuff, FOMC, which is coming, right? And then the new Fed chair, who's still waiting for. Once those news come in, finally, we're going to see, okay, there you go. Markets are going to react to that a lot because it's going to be someone who's pro-Trump. And clarity. We need the markup hearing. So 2 big markup hearings. So guys, we have delicious stuff coming up right now. Very big, that I'm telling every single week to my community too. And they're excited. They're ready. Obviously, they're also tired and frustrating and,
Yeah.
wanting to sell, but they don't sell. But yeah, that's it, man. And it's really cool, to see the real people, because last time I remember you mentioned that you don't have a job, but I'm sure that you now have, because we haven't caught up, right? But I'm sure that you're already well past that, and you're still here and building in this industry. That's crazy.
Yeah, I'm actually on that front. So I've been like a full-time YouTuber for 7-8 months. Since October, like YouTube ads were bad, like really, really bad. And they have been worse already. I don't know if you noticed, but like you got those in-between ads. They stopped really showing for me. So it went down, and unfortunately, I'm now looking for a job. But that's all fine. I don't mind working. I think for me, and I think also for you, it's a passion. It's a crazy talk about crypto, crazy talk with all these crazy people in the chat as well, because they are so freaking passionate. And it's a great thing you mentioned also the FOMC, because there are so many things happening, and I'm totally forgetting that we have literally started money printing. We have this new guy coming in. He's a Trump guy, so he's going to probably lower the rates even more money printing. Like, the setup is crazy.
No. I mean, it's incredible. I mean, it's just like we have stupid macro events that destroy the optimism. But what's ahead for crypto couldn't be at a better pace. And the Trump family is involved with World Liberty Financial, and I mean, they're just making so much money too that they're very happy. And stables, of course, are coming in, and we still have a bunch of bills to pass. And when the Senate clears the Clarity Act to the president, that's going to be a big sign in, and everybody in crypto will be watching. So I think we should have the framework coming in 2026. Kind of, we were waiting for it in 2025, but now with all the delays. So yeah, bro, it's always a pleasure to be here and share a few things and just give you your props and your flowers, because you are solid star, for your community and for everybody on CRO. And I also noticed that you have a little, or like bigger place in the mornings, right? Well, for you might be late, but here in the US is in the mornings, like with a space. So that's pretty nice. Kudos to you. I've been trying to go back to those Twitter spaces, but I mean, I'm just
not
like,
worth it. It's an awful platform, really. It keeps rugging you. It's laggy. Sometimes it doesn't work on the phone. Sometimes I stopped doing those. It was fun. It was really good to talk to people.
Oh, you stopped.
It's for me not good. And I think it's a friend of yours. He's doing like breakfast. Really good. I like to listen in, but it's good, but I can't do it myself. It's also the CRO fam is a bit too small on Twitter.
Yeah. I mean, our community does need that meme coin cycle too again, but we're hopeful that things are gonna pan out better. But that's it, bro. I don't want to steal more of the great time in your show, but I kind of just wanted to say hi and we haven't talked in a while, so just catch up. But I'm very happy to see you, and all the best props to your community. Thank you for having me, and we'll stay in touch and keep grinding because there's a lot of things going on. Thanks, buddy.
Yeah, thanks for being here, man. I really appreciate it. And make sure you stay tuned because probably in about 2 months, we'll get both the Trump Treasury Company going live and the Trump CRO ETF. So it's coming in 2 more months, only 2 more months. That's the base case, of course. If we get a shutdown, I didn't actually realize we could get a shutdown. That might ruin a few things, but stay tuned. It's happening.
I know, brother. Bye, guys. Thank you.
Thank you. What a man. Thank you so much. Okay, guys, that was Oscar. I didn't expect that. It was all not planned. So give me 1 sec. How do I do this? As you guys see, I am not really professional with it. No, hello? We're good, guys. We're good. Did you guys like this or not? Let me know. I might need to do more calls with people. I think Oscar is really good at what he does. He's really eloquent as well. He follows Trump, as I mentioned a lot. He's truly full time still. It was good. Thanks, Jake. Keep on working, Oscar. Good to see you, sir. Oscar is saying we might get a blow off top. And also leverage is still a problem. It is. Like the 10th of January or 10th of October was crazy. It was absolutely mental what happened back then. What's Bitcoin doing? Yeah, I think it was fun. I haven't talked to Oscar in a while. And I love he's still putting in energy. And of course he has a big audience with XRP, but he still cares about CRO and the fam. So Bitcoin, guys, it's hovering at about 90K. CRO is about 9 cents 15. It's all pretty good. It's all pretty good. And I do believe, as we talked about a bit earlier, CRO has bounced off perfectly, really, from this line. Not this one. From this line. The lower logarithmic trend line here. So this is important. We need to watch this one. Let's hope we don't break down. I think we will actually bounce up. I think the probabilities of a bounce up are higher than a breakdown. And if you want to trade this, like you want to trade potential, bounces up. Again, I do have a team now on Moonlander where you can go long or short. And all you got to do is you have to go to Moonlander, go to activity, go to Voyage Season 2, and you can actually participate. We've got so far 83 participants for $100,000, 50K in Bitcoin and 50K in FM token. And you can join my own team here. It's the Baron team. So far we have just one participant, I think it's me. We can join, we can actually compete and win some more money even, so quite cool. You have to use code CoinBaron. That's all you got to do. I think, though, for now, guys, that's it. Let's talk more about this, though, on Sunday, because I think crypto, I think we have a good setup overall, and what I hear from Oscar, it's also pretty bullish. So let's talk more very soon. For now, though, I wish you a very pleasant end of the week. Tomorrow, last trading day of the S&P, last trading day of the stock market, including also gold. So let's see if gold can break $5,000, if silver can go above $100. It's getting very close now. It's getting very, very close. So something we need to watch. Let's also hope that Bitcoin, though, can go back to 95K and also overtake it. With that in mind, though, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Again, also thank you, Norman. Thank you to all the members for supporting the channel, even though, of course, we are a bit more silent these days. So thank you very much, Bjorn, as well. Have a great end of your working week, guys. Enjoy. Drink some beers. Hit the like button as well. Bye, bye, bye. What's the music? Cheers, Terry. Cheers, cheers. Me myself as well.